Without Serbia, the EU is incomplete, says the Polish PM Donald Tusk. And so today we're going to get into some of the propaganda that is being spewed out on the internet about Serbia. We're going to get into a couple articles about Serbia's President Vučić thanking Putin for a certain agreement, and also how the UAE is exploring avenues of boosting health collaboration with Serbia. So stay tuned. Funny is that when you have a cool boys club and they want you in, but they also don't want you in, that the amount of propaganda that gets spewed out there is just astonishing. And it's amazing how the EU keeps on blowing hot smoke up Serbia's rear end, but at the same time, we're not moving forward with anything. They don't want to agree with what our requests are. It's always about what the EU wants in order to join their cool boys club and have membership process. But, Serbia, as their own neutral country, likes to be able to do what's best for Serbia. I've mentioned this on previous videos before. And so Serbia also is making agreements with Russia, which, again, I've mentioned before. Serbia and Russia have had ties longer than the membership progress they've had with EU. We've also had relationships with China here, and China's big investment portfolio coming into Serbia, which is something that the EU does not like. And so we're going to talk about a couple articles today. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments in the comment section down below of this video. And let's talk about this. The Polish PM Donald Tusk met with Serbian President Alexander Vučić to discuss Serbia's EU membership progress, emphasizing Serbia's importance to the EU and the potential for stronger bilateral economic cooperation. Now, first off, Serbia's importance to the EU. I didn't realize that there was such an importance. How has the EU been surviving without Serbia for so many years? But all of a sudden, it's very important. Yet you look at all these other countries that have joined the EU. Have they actually done better than the EU? In my opinion, they have not done better than the EU, and it's one of the reasons we're still probably not in the EU, not to mention that we do not want to recognize Kosovo as an independent state, which is something that the EU wants to do. It's funny how we have to do what the EU says that is required by them, but it's not a two-way street. We're not going to ask what Serbia wants. We're the cool boys club, and you need to do what we say. Going on, the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk met with Serbian President Alexander Vučić during a visit to Belgrade on Thursday. During talks in the Serbian capital, the pair discussed Serbia's progress towards membership of the EU, European Union. You know that I am more of a skeptic than realist, but they opened up some new perspectives and some new hope that it is possible to expect in the future. I would not say acceleration, but some sort of different relationship besides all what is necessary for us to do, Vučić told reporters after the meeting as he outlined the details of the talks. Without Serbia, the European Union is not complete, Tusk said, standing alongside Vučić. Now, we've had our application in for the EU membership for 20 some years now, and the EU has done right. We're actually surrounded by EU countries here in Serbia, and Serbia is doing just fine as well. And I'm not understanding why all of a sudden, this is such an important topic to the EU. Is it because they want to find out is Serbia on the EU side or is it on Russia's side? And you can't be on both. You can't say we're going to be friends with Russia, but then also ask for EU membership. That's a very big no-no to the EU because you need to do what we say in Russia bad. And so that article continues on saying that we are aware of ambitions plans Serbia has regarding to growth plan in order to accelerate its European path. For Poland, bilateral relationships with Serbia are important, especially the strengthening of economic relations. My question is, why can you not have these bilateral relations without having Serbia in the EU? Why can you not negotiate and do business with a country that is not part of the EU with a country that is part of the EU? Why do you have to be part of this cool boys club? Why do you have to pay a huge fee to be part of the EU and to, essentially Germany and France and get absolutely zero in return? We should be able to do business with EU countries just like we do with Russia, like we do with China, with no need to be in a certain group of people and, in their whole economy. Because if you ask me, the EU is not something that is for Serbia at all. It's actually a declining thing. If anything, I would say that Serbia should be looking into heading over into the BRICS, which I believe that they just had their meeting this past week in Russia, I believe. Sorry if I got that wrong. And even though Vučić did not go to that meeting, he did send over a number of high-level politicians and delegates to the BRICS meeting in order to get some information and still be part of the BRICS meeting that they had there. And going on with that is Serbia's president thanks Putin for gas supplies and vows he'll never impose sanctions on Russia. Boy, is that a big kick in the pants to the EU, isn't it? So this article came out on October 20th. The European Union candidate Serbia will continue to refuse to impose sanctions against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine despite Western pressure. Serbia's leader said after his telephone conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Sunday. Love it. Populist Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić said on Instagram that he believes the call, what he said was his first in more than 2 years with the Russian president, will help further development of relations and trust between Russia and Serbia. Exactly not what the EU wants to hear. But hey, listen, Serbia is a sovereign country. They can do what's in the best interest of Serbia. I said it again. And if obtaining gas from Russia, like we have for a long, long time, is in the best interest of Serbia because we get the best rates, we have a constant supply, why do we want to join the EU and then, get cut off by these gas companies like they had in Germany and France not too long ago because of the sanctions imposed on Russia? The Western countries and their Western pressure should not have anything to do with Serbia. We're not in the West. So why are you trying to bring us in? Just trying to put a wedge in between what the country is doing for themselves. Vučić further goes on to say, we talked as people who have known each other for a long time, as friends, and the 10-minute conversation was marked by a personal note, and we also talked about those who are weak, pro-Western leaders, Vučić said. Vučić quoted Putin as saying, what is good for Serbia is also good for Russia. What is good for the Serbs is also good for the Russians. I love that. That sounds like something that is a mutual beneficial relationship. You give us a gas supply, we're going to give you a good deal. And if we continue doing business on it, with that, we're going to, help each other out even further. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And Vučić did not say whether he would accept an earlier invitation by Putin to attend a BRICS summit of emerging economies led by Russia and China in Kazan later this week. But the thing is, though, I know he did not go to that summit, but he did send a number of high-level delegates to that summit, which is a beautiful thing as well. And let Serbia decide. Let the people get all the information. We already know what the EU has to offer. Absolutely hot air, in my opinion. But let's see what the BRICS has to offer. Is it a trap? Is it not? I would recommend that the people are allowed to decide, not the politicians, because the politicians love to line their pockets and fill their pockets up. But I'd be very interested. What are my viewers, thoughts on the BRICS nation as opposed to the EU? I know, speaking to many people here in Serbia, they want absolutely nothing to do with the EU. A lot of the people that we have worked with and are in current progress of working with have the ability to leave Canada and the United States and move back to some of their countries that they left, but they don't want to go there and obtain their citizenship by descent because the countries are EU. And one of the reasons that many people are choosing to contact us at Relocation Serbia and to move to Serbia is because we are not a EU country. And if that's something that is very appealing to people in the Western worlds, then I would say the best thing is not to go join the EU at all or join the BRICS. Maybe just stay neutral and make up your own deals with these individual countries like they have been doing so for the many years as they have been. The last article I want to talk to you about is the UAE explores avenues for boosting health collaboration with Serbia. The Ministry of Health and Prevention, United Arab Emirates, is discussing with the Republic of Serbia ways to boost cooperation in the health sector, enhancing collaboration opportunities, exchange healthcare solutions, and foster communication between health institutions in both countries. I think this is a great thing. The UAE is actually, light years ahead in so many sectors, especially I have been hearing that the health sector down there is fantastic. And so if the United Arab Emirates can help out and collaborate with Serbia, because I know here in Serbia, we have a lot of smart individuals, especially when it comes to IT and tech and things of that nature and artificial intelligence. And so why not use one with the other and see what they can do together to come up with better healthcare services in both countries. The meeting was recently held in Abu Dhabi with Dr. Amin Hussein Al-Amiri, Assistant Undersecretary for the Health Regulation Sector, and Dr. Danica Savovic. She is in charge of affairs at the Embassy of the Republic of Serbia in Abu Dhabi, along with representatives from Serbia's private health sector. What's your thoughts on the idea of Serbia and the United Arab Emirates collaborating in the healthcare sector? I, in my opinion, see nothing wrong with that. Hopefully they can bring some of that technology here into Serbia and help out the Serbian people talking to a lot of people that are coming to Serbia from various parts of the world and helping them relocate here, they are actually saying that Serbia is going to be the next Switzerland. Serbia is going to be the next Dubai. And I honestly believe that, especially the trajectory and the amount of capital that's coming into here and investments. It's very tough for people of Serbian heritage and people who have never left Serbia to realize that it's very hard to recognize that Serbia is going to be one of those main countries that people are all looking up to. But I believe that Serbia is headed in the right direction. We're going to also have the Expo here in 2027, I believe, which is really going to put Serbia on the map and show people that Serbia is a great country. Serbia is not what those Western countries such as Canada and the United States make it to be. And it's a place that is for everyone to raise family, to have prosperity, and to live in true freedom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.